Poppy Playtime Chapter 4 is out now, and it is by far the best game in the series, with big twists, huge reveals, new characters, and more. And many of my theories turned out to be right, including the fact that Doey was the main villain, something hundreds of people disagreed with. And for me, the most shocking part of Chapter 4 was its ending. So in today's video, we'll be explaining what happened, theorize on what is to come in Chapter 5, and so much more. Huge spoilers ahead for Chapter 4. But before that, I wanted to hear your thoughts of Chapter 4. If you enjoyed the chapter, comment #WChapter for down below. But if you didn't like the game, comment #LChapter4. Back to the video. The ending of Chapter 4 first starts off with Doey's death. We freeze him and crush him to his death. Afterwards, we reunite with Poppy and Kissy in some sort of garbage area. We then get the huge reveal that Ollie was always the prototype, as many people have theorized. As the prototype gets closer and closer, Poppy runs off through a ventilation shaft in fear of being put back into her case by the prototype. The prototype then sets off explosives beneath us, sending us tumbling down deeper into the factory. Kissy tries to hold on to us, but her right arm gets ripped off. We then wake up in a new area and find our way to this room filled with poppy flowers. We enter this door, play a VHS tape, and turn around to find this. After years of teasing, we finally have Huggy Wuggy's big return in Chapter 4. Following the consistent theories that Huggy survived his fall, we finally see the blue creature again, which I even received a leak of around a month ago surprisingly, but I genuinely did not want to release it and spoil the surprise. And also so that the devs wouldn't send multiple armed men to my house. Back to Huggy's design. He has multiple scratches, cuts, and even his left arm missing. A parallel to Kissy's right arm being torn off. And if you look very carefully at Huggy, you'll notice that someone or something has fixed him up. He's covered in duct tape and seemingly has man-made stitches all over his body, which brings up the question of who patched Huggy up. But before that, just a quick reminder that I've launched my very own Discord server with all your favorite people. Link in the description. In my opinion, it was most likely the prototype, since we know that he is extremely intelligent and would definitely be capable of stitching Huggy up. And if not, it's probably just an unrevealed character we haven't seen yet. And now, we can begin to theorize on what Chapter 5 has in store. According to a VHS tape, the place with all the poppy flowers and the area we're heading to in Chapter 5 is the labs, which is where they made the experiments and the deepest place in the factory. These labs are the home of the prototype, and because of this, Chapter 5 may be the final chapter in the franchise, which if true, is especially sad, since the franchise has barely been around for 3 years, and it could potentially be ending already. And if Chapter 5 really is the last installment, then we can assume that the main antagonist will be the prototype. The game will take place in the labs of the Playtime Company, with Huggy being an active threat. We'll most likely try to reunite with an even more damaged Kissy and reconcile with Poppy. I also expect a full design reveal of the prototype, even if he won't be the main antagonist. Our main goal throughout the game will probably be to find the orphans that the prototype has put to sleep and save them, since Poppy has confirmed that the orphans are still alive. But what do you think? Remember to share whether you're Team W Chapter 4 or Team L Chapter 4 in the comments below.